Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, greetings from the former tomato capital of the world, Dania, Florida. Hope you're doing great wherever you're at in the world today. Hit that subscribe button, do all that good stuff, because why would you watch anybody else on YouTube? Ain't got a damn thing on your boy BT. But we're going to talk boxing for a second. Interesting stuff, because this is a fight I wanted to talk about, but haven't had a chance to talk about. It's a very interesting one. Shawn Porter is scheduled to make his first defense of the WBC title against the very tough, very skilled Yordenis Ugas, the Cuban amateur sensation who's been reeling off some decent wins in the PBC. He finally gets his shot at Errol Spence Jr. Not Errol Spence Jr. He was Shawn Porter. I'm thinking about Errol Spence too much. Shawn Porter. He gets a shot at Shawn Porter. I know he wanted Errol Spence because Errol Spence was Errol Spence's mandatory at one point. He might even still be one of his mandatories. I might just check that later on. But he's fighting Shawn Porter on the 9th of March. And that is, if you're Shawn Porter, like, that is probably one of the worst people you could defend your title against. It's one of the toughest fighters you could defend your title against first. Ugas is fighting with a lot of confidence right now. This guy, early in his career, he suffered a couple tough losses, like 3 losses in his first, 15 fights. He lost to, he got a split decision loss to Diedrich Bell, split decision loss with Emmanuel Robles, and then he got outboxed by Amir Imam. So before 2015, he had 3 losses. Before 2015 even started, he had 3 losses. Then after taking all of 2015 off, he came back. They put him in with some guys in the PBC that had names that they were looking to move upwards and onwards towards potential title shots, like the likes of Jamal James, Brian Perella. And in both of those fights, he defeated both of them. Outboxed Jamal James, stopped Brian Perella. Good wins for him. They put him in there with guys like Thomas Delorme, who was a proven fighter. Outboxed Thomas Delorme. They put him in there with Ray Robinson of Philadelphia, and he had a knockout of the year candidate in that fight. So he's been on and then he's won like 3 or 4 stay busy fights in between all those. So he has been on a run. Since losing to Amir Imam in 2014. Yordenis Ugas is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 8-0. He's 8-0 with 4 knockouts, and his style is very, very. It's going to be very tough for Shawn Porter. I think Shawn Porter, obviously got to favor him. He is beating the better fighters. He I don't know. A lot of people believe that Ugas will be able to keep Porter off of him, which I think is not a bad prediction. But this guy can box. He's skilled from the outside. He knows how to box from the outside. And if he can keep Porter at the end of that jab and just not allow Porter to get so, cut that distance and close the range so often, the more he can do that, the better his chances of winning this fight are. But it's an interesting fight for those reasons. It's an interesting fight because, Porter is now that he's become a champion at welterweight, after two failed attempts, now it's going to be interesting to see how long he can keep the belt. And the WBC has kind of put him in a tough position by throwing him in there with Ugas. But hey, I'm not against it. I think if Porter wins this fight, he's shown that he's a true champion by defending the belt against such a good opposition in Ugas. But another interesting development that happened today, that I saw today at least, is that Yordenis Ugas is bringing on PED guru Memo Heredia on board to prepare for Porter's shot. Okay, here's what it says in the Boxing Scene article as I have in front of me. It says, I quote, "Looking to become the next welterweight champion of the world, Yordenis Ugas has hired a well-known strength and conditioning coach, Memo Heredia. Ugas will be challenging WBC world champion Shawn Porter on March 9th in Las Vegas. Ugas has 8 wins in a row, yada, yada, yada. He wants to, and it also talks about how he wants to fight Errol Spence Jr. because that's a fight that he was actually supposed to get a while ago, because he was a mandatory, I believe. And that is what it is. But it's interesting because Ugas working with Memo is like, you would think like, okay, he knows he's fighting Porter. He knows Porter is gonna start coming in on him. Porter is gonna go for broke. Porter is going to try to cut the range, and if Porter has to use his head, he will do that. Porter has shown himself to do that many, many times before. So I guess what Ugas, he wants to be, he wants to do some of Memo Heredia's special workouts to ensure that he has enough power to keep Porter off of him. Now, I'll make my feelings perfectly known. I think Memo Heredia, straight up, Memo Heredia is a scumbag. Straight up, he's a scumbag. Like, the guy, his whole career in sports, not just boxing, but sports, he has contributed to massive amounts of cheating, going back to the whole Marion Jones scandal, to Manuel Marquez, to Pascal, to Orlando Salido. And I'm reading, I didn't know this either. I'm reading in this article that he's actually working with Felix Verdejo now that Felix Verdejo's come back. So, just a bunch of fighters working with him. He worked with Lucien Boutte towards the end of his career. And, it only took Lucien Boutte's butt so far because there's only so much power can do for you. At some point in time, you just need to have enough skills to beat certain fighters. But he's a scumbag, and I don't like the fact that Ugas is working with him. It makes me want to go for Porter to beat Ugas. Truthfully, before I heard this, I really was kind of rooting for Ugas. I wanted Ugas to, because he's had a tough career. He's to be the decorated amateur he was, and then to disappoint the way he did in his first 15, 16 fights with the 3 losses, getting outboxed by Amir Imam, the tough split decision losses, taking all 2015 out, being inactive in 2015. Now, that really, for me, and then seeing how he's built his career back up, for me, I was hoping that maybe we would see Ugas go in there and outbox Shawn Porter. But now that he's working Memo Heredia, I hope Shawn Porter beats him, straight up, because this guy is a parasite to the sport of boxing, straight up. And anybody who knows him, please send him this video. He is a parasite to the sport of boxing, with the blatant amounts of cheating that he's helped fighters with. From I think, was it Floyd? I think he helped Floyd as well. Floyd Mayweather as well. He's helped so many fighters just cheat, and it is what it is. A lot of these guys are on PEDs anyway. But when a fighter works in Memo Heredia, they're not just doing special workouts. They're gonna get something out of it. So it is what it is. But we'll follow this as it goes along. Let me know what you guys think, man, because it already wasn't going to be an easy fight for Porter. It really wasn't going to be an easy fight for him. But now with this happening, if all of a sudden you see Yordenis Ugas start punching like he's Deontay Wilder, you know why. Because Memo already has been, giving him some special shakes and stuff in the workouts. So, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Take the time to subscribe. So, do all that good stuff. And like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.